and welcome to Blue Girl's video podcast. Today I'm going to have dreams dated March 2012 through August 2012. So the first one is Miss Dreams of 2012. There was a former employee, and I wanted to give her my email in case she needed help with the class in a month. Didn't know which email account to give. Green, black, green. She quoted a Bible verse off her Bible, electronic thing. So all I remember is I went to a store, a religious store, or whatever, so you can buy Bible stuff or whatever. And so I remember doing that in real life, and then I had this dream. And so this girl, I don't know who she was. It says that she was an employee, but a former employee. And so she had a Bible app on her phone or whatever device she had. And so I don't know what this was when it says green, arrow black, arrow green. I'm not for sure what that meant. But that's what it was it was how she, did the app or whatever. I don't know. Oh, so then there's more. Miss Dreams of 2012. There was this woman who we liked each other and we were intimate, and I felt like it was too soon. We comforted each other. On Sunday, I was going to take bus number 355. Didn't know where bus was going to leave me close to downtown. The pastor was outside doing a play but didn't see me. Okay, so I think at the time, this is in March of 2012, I think at the time I was possibly going to transfer to a different apartment. And so there was this woman, she's a landlord possibly, and we liked each other romantically, but we felt it was too soon. I am straight, but anyway, this is like 2012. But anyway, that's what it says in the dream. Even though I have questioned my sexuality when I was in my 20s, but anyway. So anyway, there was something about taking a bus number 355. So I don't know if that was apartment 355 or the deposit and everything, or the rent was going to be 355. I do know at the time that there was a medical bus. It would say medical bus, but that might have been 355. I'm not sure. So whatever it says, I didn't know the bus was, it doesn't sound like I knew exactly where it was at, but the bus was going to leave me close to downtown. The pastor was outside doing, okay, so a former pastor of mine was outside doing something, and this was a different location in the dream. It was on the Pacific Northwest, but this pastor was northern Washington. Okay, so the next dream is the end of the month. A guy said something the last 2 weeks. I said, what am I supposed to tell them? You should have told me. And I said, fuck off, and hung up on her. Then I was going to get my driver's license. So there was something going on with my driver's license. I don't have a driver's license, but an ID. And so whatever, some woman was supposed to tell me something, and she didn't tell me. And so whatever, I had to go get a new ID for whatever reason. I'm not for sure why. So I got upset with this lady, and I was like, well, you should have told me. And I hung up on her. But I don't know what she told me in the dream, and that's all I know. And then I just remember I had to go get an ID. The new job. There was a guy, and I wanted to know where he was from, and he said Utah. I mentioned the religion. Then I was sitting at a desk in an office and said, I can't believe they gave me a job. So I've had several dreams in which somebody, not that many, some people have given me a job. There are a few of them, not that many in all these 10 or 11 years. And I do remember this one because the guy, he was from, I don't know if he said he was from Utah or the job was in Utah. I'm not sure. He says he was from Utah. And then I mentioned religion or whatever. I actually just took a trip there, and it's like the Mormon capital, I guess. But downtown it's all downtown. SLC is like just dedicated to the Mormons, and it's kind of unusual. I mean, it's kind of boring, but I mean, if that's your cup of tea and whatever, it's pretty quiet down there, kind of desolate, but still, that's what you're into. So I was like, I can't believe they gave me a job. That's what I remember thinking in the dream. Saran Wrap, March 2012. I was at my former high school with one of my cousins. I told the students that it's been 20 years since I was in high school. I was walking around. The student had to wear Saran Wrap over clothing. No one really had an interest in what I had said, what I was saying. So this is kind of weird. Saran Wrap. I'm thinking Sarah. So in the dream, I was at one of my high schools. I attended two different high schools when I was a teenager. So anyway, I was like walking around in the halls for some reason, and I was like, I haven't been to college or student for 20 years. Well, now it's much longer than that, but anyway. So I don't know why people were covered in Saran Wrap around their clothing. That was a little strange. And all I can think of, like I said, is Sarah, because what else could it be? Why would somebody be walking around in Saran Wrap covered, around their clothing? It just doesn't make sense. Sometimes these dreams don't make sense. They're kind of bizarre. But sometimes I think when they're like that, it's symbolic. Okay, so the next one is man, dog dive into pool. March of 2012. A man dived into a pool with his big dog, and both came up at the end of the pool. Then I was at this house with a bunch of beds, and I found a bed that I wanted, and something about, I had to pay one woman for a room. So in this dream was kind of interesting as far as, because I could actually feel the man diving into the pool and resurfacing. I don't remember. I know there was a dog there, but I don't remember the dog. I know it says a big dog, and they both came up at the end of the pool. I don't remember the dog too much. I know it was a big dog, but I just remember physically feeling that as if I was this guy, and I was the one that was diving into the pool and then resurfacing to the top. Whatever. Then there's something about I wanted to pay this woman for a room. So anyway, so I felt like this pool, I think it was like a hotel, or, well, it could have also been like a place where I was living, but I've only lived in one place that had a pool. And this pool was inside, by the way. So, running from the flood, July 2012, I was in a car with some people, and we crossed a bridge, and we didn't see it, but there was some water, a flood in front of us. So we got out of the car and walked away from the water. On the way, forewarned people of flood. Okay, so this is like the second dream I've had it where there was a car on a bridge and there was like water. So anyway, this dream's a little different, in which we're on a bridge. Again, well, the last one was I was on a road, but this is an actual bridge. And of course, as bridges are symbolic in dreams. You're crossing from one side to another. Could be one location to another. But anyway, so on this bridge, we noticed that there was some water, and I think that we actually got out of the car, and then we walked, and we were forewarning people, and that's all I remember of the dream. Taking a chance. I was lying down on a twin bed. I saw a lake or water outside my window, and I didn't know if I should swim in it because it was dirty, but I did it anyway. So here's another. All of this is about water, and I think that I did mention in these dreams that I did have a dream that I lived in a place and I looked outside and there was a body of water, and that dream came true, in which I did end up in an apartment where I was like 2 blocks from a body of water. So I don't know what this was about, a twin bed, and it wasn't a lake, it was a body of water. And I could see the lake or the body of water outside my window in the dream and in real life. And I don't know what this was about, swimming in it, because it was dirty, but I did it anyway. So I think that it was symbolic, as in dirty, because why would I swim in a why would I swim in a dirty lake, pool, or whatever? I wouldn't do that. And most of them are clean. I meant they're supposed to be anyway. Retail store. I was walking around a retail store at Santa Fe. I saw a former coordinator who went through this door thing, and I saw another coordinator who seemed to be fine. I got 1 day worth of work, and then I called to see what my schedule was, and no one would call me back. Then I saw 0 hours, and I asked some girl at the desk how come I wasn't given more hours, and I said this wouldn't happen if one of my friends was here. Then I said I could go and was happy. My youngest brother and I took off in a car, and we were talking about Florida for winter, something about I shouldn't turn in forms because needed a P.O. box. Okay, so yeah, so basically in this dream I was at a former employee's place where I actually worked in real life, and many years ago. And so I saw one coordinator, and then I saw another coordinator. And one of the coordinators went through the black revolving doors. You know, they have those sometimes at retail places or just in general to get to the back room. So I was like, okay, well, why did I only get 1 day a week? And that was it. And I called, and they didn't call me back. So me and my brother just said we just took off when we wanted to go to Florida. So I think that's what we ended up doing, is doing that, because I wasn't getting enough hours. And I said, well, you know, if my friend was here, that wouldn't be happening. You know, they would have given me more hours. And then something about I shouldn't have turned in a form because it needed a P.O. box. So I'm not for sure what that was about. So that's the end of this, and thank you for watching.